What is that tower out there?
That's quite tower.
And that is?
Just a tourist attraction.
So they built a tower just to be a tourist attraction.
I think so, yeah. You know, I mean, this is San Francisco, so a big giant penis in the sky is
Hey everyone. So, I finally got the video editing software, which means now I'll be able to tell you everything that's happened in the past 4 days. Well, 5 days. I'm gonna start before I actually left. So, one thing that I'd like to talk about is leaving my parents and my family in Denmark, because that was actually quite of an emotional roller coaster ride. In terms of being really happy that I'm leaving, being excited about it, being, all these kinds of feelings, but also being really sad that I'm not seeing my family for a very, very long time. So that was really a roller coaster ride. I was just like a pregnant woman before I left Denmark. But the first thing I did was just saying bye to my parents where they live, where I've been staying for the last month. And then I took the train to Copenhagen to visit my good friend Danny. Stayed with him for a night, had another friend over, and we just had a blast. We had so many laughs. It was great. So the next day Danny had to go to work, and I just went into Copenhagen for some nice treatments. I went to Stephanie at a place called Essenza Massage. If you're in Copenhagen, you definitely need to go into that place. It's awesome. I'm gonna just put a link somewhere around here. You can just click that and go to their website. It was amazing. I've been coming there for the last 2 years. Whenever I've been working out and stuff to get a massage, and they are good. So after that, I went to my favorite hairdresser in Copenhagen called Hilda. She works at a place called Salon Galaxy. Definitely want to recommend that as well. Right there, if you want to go there, they have awesome prices and located in central Copenhagen. So after just taking care of myself, I went to visit my sister. She lives right next to the airport, so that made it very, very easy for me the next morning. Basically, just had to take the subway in Copenhagen to go to the airport, where I once again met with Danny. He went there to say goodbye to me and send me off really, really nicely. So I took the plane with Norwegian. Got a really, really cheap ticket. I think it was around $650 for the trip to Oakland. We started off by flying to Stockholm. And from Stockholm, I took the Dreamliner with Norwegian. Huge amounts of space in front of me on the plane. That was really, really nice. I had 36 inches, and the food on the plane was actually quite good as well. So that was nice. When I arrived at Oakland Airport, of course I had to talk to the Port Authority in terms of my visa. I had hoped that they would just say, yes, we understand what you're about to do here, and you now have 12 months visa, but it didn't happen that way. They of course asked a lot of questions, and I ended up getting 6 months visa to begin with. What they told me though is that if I take the car and drive across the Canadian border or drive across the Mexican border, when I re-enter the United States, I can get my stay prolonged with another 6 months. So every time they stamp my passport, I'll have 6 months. So since I'm planning to go to Canada anyway, that's going to be alright. And it took about 1.5 hours to get through the customs in Oakland Airport, which was a really, really long time. But there was this airport security guy walking around making jokes and pranks with everybody waiting in queue, and I think that was really nice because it made the waiting time not seem so bad. When I get out of the airport, I just contacted a cab company outside. I got a cab who drove me here to Walnut Creek, where I am right now. Staying at Motel 6, it's a really, really nice place. The staff is nice, it's clean, it's neat. The room here, I have my bed behind me, got some thingies with my clothes on over there. Got a nice TV behind me. I have a bathtub. I haven't used it yet because it's been really, really warm. Ever since I've gotten here, we've been having 30 degrees Celsius, which is 88 to 91 degrees Fahrenheit. But yeah, it's a nice motel. It's located close to Target, where I can go and buy the necessities. I bought some fruit and some bananas, apples, nuts and stuff for the room. The jet lag has been really bad, actually. I haven't really... I didn't eat for a long period, and I haven't really felt hungry ever since I got here. But I'm sure that it's just adjusting. It'll probably take me a week before I'm okay. So after I settled in at the motel room here, I asked where can I go to get a beer, a whiskey or something. And the staff here told me to go to the Marriott Hotel, which is right next to this place. And I went in there. They had like lots of TV monitors with sports on it. And this guy named Carrie sat down and wanted to watch some college football on TV. So I asked him what game he was interested in watching. And we started talking a little bit about football and the U.S. And he had a lot of questions about Denmark and Europe. And it was a nice conversation. So we decided to have a few beers together, a few whiskeys, and he was waiting for his friend named Steve to arrive. And when Steve arrived, they asked me if I wanted to go try out a really nice steak in Walnut Creek, and of course I wouldn't say no to that. So they bought me a really, really nice steak at a place called Ruth Chris. That was the best steak I've had in my life. Wow, that was good. The waiter came in, he said, guys, do not touch the plates, because the plates are burning hot. Of course, I had to touch it, and yeah, it was burning hot. I burnt my finger. But, I mean, you have to try stuff like that. So we had the steak. While having steak, we had whiskey as well. I ended up being a little bit drunk, but these guys were really cool. I'm hoping that I'll get to meet them again at some point on my trip here. Then we are going to day 2, Saturday. So waking up Saturday morning, feeling rested. I actually woke up at about 5 a.m. in the morning, and I couldn't sleep anymore. So I got up and decided to go get some coffee at the reception down there. They have free coffee every morning. So I just sat there and watched the sun come up over Mount Diablo, which is actually right behind me outside the window here. So that was really nice. Then I met with Andrew. I know somebody named Rhonda who lives down in Fresno, and she had a friend that lives in San Francisco, well, close to San Francisco, named Andrew. And he actually came to the motel here, picked me up, and drove me all around San Francisco, which was really, really nice. I mean, I got to see a lot of the cool things. We drove over the Golden Gate Bridge, we went to Twin Peaks, went to Lombard Street, which is also the first thing you saw in this video was from Lombard Street. So we basically just drove around, drove into the financial district, had a walk in there. He showed me Macy's. It was a really nice drive, and big thanks to Andrew for taking me out on Saturday and showing me the city. The only problem we had was that the Blue Angels were flying above the city, and Obama was visiting San Francisco. So the traffic was really bad. On the news, they estimated that around a million people were driving into San Francisco to see the air show. So it was bad with traffic. Ever since I got here, everybody's been telling me to take the BART, which is not the BART, but BART, as Andrew told me, which is it's a train that goes, and people have different opinions about it. Everybody can agree that it's it was interesting. I mean, it goes through some rough neighborhoods, and there's a lot of different people on it. But I mean, it's public transportation, like public transportation is. So I took that home to the motel and went fine. There were no problems. And Sunday, day 3 over here, I just enjoyed a lazy Sunday. I was tired, I was jet lagged, didn't want to do anything, so I just went to Target to buy the fruit and vegetables and stuff to have in the room. And at that time, Sunday, I hadn't been eating for around 26 hours, simply because I hadn't been hungry. So I forced myself to eat some apples and eat some bananas and stuff, some nuts, and I mean that helped. But I still, it's weird. I'm not hungry like I used to be in Denmark. I'm sure it's just a jet lag, and it will be better at some point. Day 4, yesterday, Monday. I went to a car dealership named Michael Stead and talked to the general manager Melissa there, and she was really nice. I am actually completely surprised with how kind and open and nice everybody is. Everybody that I've met so far. So she actually took some time out to just look at Craigslist for me to see if there was any vehicles there that I could purchase. She talked to a guy, and he didn't want to come into the dealership to have the car checked. She actually went into to check if it had been in any accidents prior, and it had been. And I mean, it was really nice to see how she would handle these guys on Craigslist, because it taught me a lot in terms of how I'm going to go about it when I'm going to buy a car, in terms of what to check and what to be aware of. So that was really, really nice. She had a car, a Ford Taurus from 2002 that I could buy for almost $7,000. I mean, the price of the car was actually nice. The problem is, in terms of fuel efficiency, that car didn't really fit what I needed, because it's going to be way too expensive. If I'm going to drive 30,000 miles, and with the amount of fuel that car would consume, it would take a big chunk out of my budget. So I need to find something that's a lot more fuel efficient to be able to manage my funds over here, because I don't have unlimited funds. I mean, I'm going to be here for 12 months, so I need to take care of how I spend my money. So today, Tuesday, I went to Hertz to get a rental car. They didn't have any cars right now, but they're gonna contact me between 4 and 6 p.m. this afternoon, and they will have a car that I'm going to pay $450 for, and then I'll have it for a week, and I think that's a decent price. So I'm gonna use that car to drive down to San Diego, where I'm going to meet up with Jose. And I have another contact whose dad has he's a car dealer down there, and will help me find a decent car. And when I have the car from the rental company, I'm going to take Bart into San Francisco. I'm gonna meet with Julie, who's a friend of Danny from back home, and meet with her and her boyfriend and go out for some dinner. So that's basically everything that's happened so far. From now on, all the vlogs is going to be on a day-to-day basis. As it is right now with the hotel room and the amount of time that I have here, I will be able to just post a video every day about how everything is. If I can actually manage to get the videos uploaded, because again, the Wi-Fi here is not the best. But hopefully you guys, if you watch this video, have hit the subscribe button right here, and yeah, tell people about this trip. I mean, the more people I can get to view the videos, the more fun it's going to be, because they can give me good tips on what to see and what to do, and you know, all these shenanigans. So yeah, hit the subscribe button and follow me on my trip, and hopefully this is going to be awesome. Bye guys.